Ever wonder why the less she says, the more you think about her? It's not just a coincidence, it's a powerful psychological phenomenon at play because silence does something to you. It creates space your mind can't stop trying to fill, and in that space, her absence starts echoing louder than her presence ever did. Maybe this feels familiar. She used to call, text, laugh at your jokes, and now it's just silence. Days go by and your phone stays empty. You tell yourself you're fine, but that quiet starts pressing on your chest like a weight you can't shake off. You replay everything, the last conversation, the tone of her voice, the moment she started to fade. You wonder what changed. Was it something you said, something you didn't? If this is you, you know that strange kind of pain that doesn't scream, it lingers. It sits inside you when you wake up, follows you through the day, and grows heavier at night. You tell yourself not to think about her, but your mind keeps circling back. You check her profile just to see if she's happy. And somehow, that hurts even more. It's confusing, isn't it? How someone's silence can make you question your worth, your effort, and your place in their world. But what if that silence doesn't mean what you think it does? What if her silence isn't indifference, but a hidden sign that she's feeling something she doesn't want to admit yet? What if, deep down, her silence is her secret way of missing you? Most men panic when a woman goes silent. They assume the silence means she's moved on, stopped caring, or found someone else. That's where everything starts to spiral. You start chasing answers, texting more, trying to fill the quiet, because deep down, you want to fix what feels broken. But here's the truth. Her silence isn't a problem to fix. It's a mirror that tests your strength. A woman's silence has power because it exposes the parts of you that still need control, validation, or reassurance. Most men crumble right there. They break their own frame trying to get hers back. But a grounded man, a man who truly understands his value, knows that silence isn't rejection. It's a space to observe. It's a moment to let her reveal where her heart really stands without you forcing it. See, one of the hardest masculine principles to learn is restraint. Not every moment demands reaction. Real strength isn't shown by chasing. It's shown by staying centered while everything around you goes quiet. When you stop needing her response to feel secure, you begin to shift the dynamic. She feels that detachment, that calm energy that says, I want you, but I don't need you. And that's when her silence starts working against her, because the moment you stop fighting the silence, she starts to feel it. She starts to miss the energy you brought, not because you begged for it, but because you didn't. That's the paradox most men never understand. It's not your words that make her think about you. It's your calm. It's your stillness. It's your ability to let silence speak for you, while she realizes how loud her feelings have become. The room is quiet now, too quiet. The kind of silence that makes the ticking clock sound louder than your thoughts. You scroll through old messages, her name still sitting there, unread, unanswered, untouched. There was a time her replies came fast, like she couldn't wait to talk to you. Now, nothing. Just the cold blue light of your phone screen and the echo of something that used to feel alive. You tell yourself not to care, not to check, not to think about her. But every little thing reminds you, the song that plays in the background, the smell of her perfume that somehow still lingers on that one hoodie. You sit there wondering, how did it go from constant laughter to this heavy quiet? In your mind, you replay it all. The last night you spoke, the shift in her tone, the pause before she said, I just need some space. At the time, you thought space meant distance. But now, in the silence, you realize it also means reflection, because while you've been fighting the urge to reach out, she's been feeling the absence. See, silence doesn't just belong to her, it belongs to both of you. It's where the truth begins to surface, not in words, but in what's missing. She scrolls through her phone too, sees your name, hesitates. She thinks of texting, but doesn't. And in that moment, she feels it. The pull, the weight, the missing. Your silence, once unbearable, becomes your message. It says everything her words never could, and somewhere in the quiet she created, she starts to wonder if maybe she pushed away something real, something that won't come back the same. Most men get this part completely wrong. When she goes silent, they panic. They think her silence means she's moved on, stopped caring, or found someone else. But here's the truth. Silence doesn't always mean disinterest. Sometimes silence is her way of feeling safe again. It's her emotional defense mechanism, not a declaration of freedom. You've probably been told that if you don't chase, she'll forget you, that if you don't text, she'll replace you. But that's the mindset of scarcity, of fear. The truth is, when a woman pulls away, chasing her only confirms her reason for leaving, because the more you try to fill the silence, the less she feels your strength within it. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. Most men don't realize that. They lose themselves the moment they lose her attention. Their energy shifts from grounded to desperate, from calm to chaotic. But a man who stays centered in silence, he becomes magnetic. He doesn't chase noise, he owns the quiet, and that quiet begins to speak for him. Here's another false belief, that her silence gives her power. No, your reaction does. The man who can sit in that stillness, who can resist the need to do something, starts to reverse the dynamic entirely, because she begins to feel what you once felt, the void, the absence, the missing. When you stop reaching for her, she finally reaches for herself. That's when the shift happens. She starts to replay the moments, the laughter, the way your presence used to make her feel safe, not because you reminded her, but because she remembered it herself. And maybe the biggest false belief of all, that silence means the connection is dead. It's not. Silence is the test of it. It's where emotional gravity either fades or deepens. Most men try to escape that space, but the few who stay grounded in it, they're the ones who make her wonder what she lost. You don't make her miss you by disappearing. You make her miss you by being unforgettable in your absence. That's the truth most never learn. It's not her silence that defines what happens next. It's your ability to stay powerful within it. The 1% Headman doesn't fear silence. He understands it. He knows that silence isn't a void to be filled, it's a space to be owned. Most men rush to break it, desperate to fix what they think is broken, but the Headman moves differently. He lets the quiet work for him, not against him, because he knows emotional control is the highest form of attraction. This is what he understands. When she pulls away, it's not always rejection. Sometimes it's reflection. She's testing the energy, like seeing if you'll collapse without her presence. And when you don't, when you remain steady, calm, unbothered, she feels that shift deep inside her. She realizes the silence doesn't make you weaker, it reveals your strength. This is how he leads, with presence, not pressure. He doesn't text to remind her he exists. His energy does that for him. He doesn't try to convince her of his worth. He embodies it. Every decision he makes, every moment he stays disciplined, every time he chooses peace over panic, he's building emotional gravity, the kind that pulls her back without saying a word. The 1% Headman knows that silence is where power is tested. He doesn't react to the void, he expands within it. He becomes sharper, more focused, more magnetic. While other men chase closure, he creates clarity. While others try to make her miss them, he becomes the kind of man she can't forget. Because at his core, he knows one truth. Silence doesn't weaken a man, it reveals the depth of his presence. And that's why when he says nothing, she feels everything. It happens one quiet night, the kind where everything feels still, no messages, no notifications, just the sound of your own breathing in the dark. You glance at your phone again, but this time, you don't feel that same ache. There's no rush of anxiety, no need to check if she's seen your story. Just silence, and for the first time, it doesn't feel like punishment, it feels like peace. You sit there thinking about how much of yourself you gave away trying to be heard by someone who stopped listening, how much energy you wasted chasing a response that was never going to come. And in that moment, something clicks. Her silence was never about you losing her, it was about you losing yourself. You remember who you were before the waiting, before you measured your worth by someone else's attention. You start to see the strength in restraint, the power in not reacting. You realize you don't need her words to validate your value. Your silence now carries meaning. It's not empty, it's full of self-respect. As the night deepens, there's a calm that settles in your chest. You stop asking why she hasn't reached out. You stop wondering if she misses you, because deep down you know, if she does, she'll feel your absence the way you once felt hers. But this time, you're not waiting for her to remember you. You've already remembered yourself. And that's the moment everything changes, and the moment you understand that her silence doesn't control you anymore. It frees you. Now you understand her silence was never the enemy. It was the mirror reflecting everything you needed to see. The distance wasn't meant to punish you, it was meant to wake you up. You stopped chasing noise and found your calm. You stopped begging for attention and started embodying value. And in that shift, everything changed. Because when a man learns to be at peace in her silence, that's when she finally feels the weight of his absence. She doesn't miss the messages, she misses the man who no longer needs to send them.